What's going on, guys? Puss and Talkie back again with my WWE TLC 2020 review. And going into this, I forgot about the show actually till a couple of people messaged me about it yesterday and said, "Oh, did you hear about TLC?" I was like, "Oh well, um, I forgot about it, so sorry about that, guys." But anyway, TLC, it was a decent show. Like I think it probably one of the better shows of 2020, wrestling wise. Um, Especially the ending. I actually like the ending as well. So we started off TLC with the curtain jerker match. Which was Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles. This was a really good way to open the match. But one thing I didn't like about it is why did you have one of your main world championships open up a pay per view? I know it's not a big four pay per view, so it doesn't really matter too much. But it's a pay per view, and if you're supposed to be the world champion, it doesn't matter if it's Roman Reigns or if it's Drew McIntyre. You're supposed to actually make the world champion at least go on semi last. But to having gone first, it just didn't seem right, and it kind of looks like to me that's how Vince sees Drew, and he doesn't see him as a champion and stuff like that. But I don't know. But it was a good match. They had a really good match. And then you have Miz cash in, which I didn't think was really needed. They had a good match. You didn't really need that thing of Miz cashing in. If you wanted to cash in, do it later on after the match, because why would you cash in middle of the match when both guys are gonna the fatigue is gonna be down and both gonna be out? That's the best way to do it. Instead of like inserting yourself into the match, you're not gonna have a better chance of winning. Why they're both kind of healthy and stuff like that. So you have Miz lose Money in the Bank, which why? Why would you have Miz lose Money in the Bank? He did his whole thing with Otis, and they had this thing when they took his whole thing to court, and they got this settled and shit like that. And you had that match at SummerSlam where Tucker turned heel, which I don't know what the fuck he's been since the whole fucking heel turn. Um, to basically have the Miz lose last night at TLC. So I know not everybody can win the money. Not everybody who has money back can win and win the title, but it looked like you could have done something with the Miz. You could have actually done something. I know you're probably going to do probably Miz and Morrison at WrestleMania anyway, but you could have done it for the title, and Miz could have said like, "Oh, I won this all by myself," and then you know this help, and then Morrison's like getting pissed because basically he's been helping him out and stuff like that. You could have done great stuff like that, and have Morrison win the title at WrestleMania. Finally, break that glass ceiling, that imaginary brass ring that doesn't mean anything, but yeah. Um, it was a good match. And then we had Sasha Banks versus Carmella for the women's title. Sasha Banks wins. I don't care about the match. The Hurt Business versus the New Day for the Raw Tag Team titles. This was the right decision to have the Hurt Business go over. Um, what was you going to get from Kofi and Xavier actually going over in this match? You wasn't going to accomplish anything anyway. Just them being tag team champions again, which is basically burying the rest of your tag team, because if you're going to keep it on those guys, then it's going to make all your other tag teams weak. So having it on the Hurt Business is great and stuff like that. And actually, I saw somebody online today say that maybe have Keith Lee part of the faction, have him turn heel and face Drew at WrestleMania, which I wouldn't mind that. Especially how he's been treated. Like on his first night, he has his entrance theme changed. But yeah, it was a solid match. And then you had Asuka and a mystery tag team partner with Charlotte versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. This was a solid match. Asuka and Charlotte got the win, and they are the new tag team, they are the new tag team champions. And then we had which should have been the main event of the night, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns going against Kevin Owens. He's the bread. He's making SmackDown Live proud. He's holding the flag. The Tribal Chief is holding his flag, and he's making it proud. He's telling Drew McIntyre that I am the champion. I am the A champion. I am the megastar. I am the guy that should be on the face of everything right now, because I'm the Tribal Chief son, and you should get used to what's going around here in the WWE. They had a fantastic match, and I don't know, ever since Roman has come back, like he's been killing it on the mic, in the ring. Like he was a good wrestler before the heel turn, but like since he's come back, promo wise, and just that dynamic with him and Heyman, and how him and Heyman have gelled well together. You don't have to have Heyman talk that much, but Roman has just really improved on the mic, and I think potentially he could win like the Wrestler of the Year. In my opinion, I think Roman's the Wrestler of the Year. In my opinion, for WWE. Just how he's just improved and his mic skills and how he's just basically become this fucking megastar overnight. But yeah, Roman Reigns gets the win and retains his Universal title. Then we get to the next match, the Inferno match. It's Randy Orton versus The Fiend. Obviously, these guys had history before at WrestleMania a couple years ago. So they played off that and how basically Randy Orton burnt down the fun house of Bray Wyatt a couple years ago. And so they played off that, kind of going back to that old story from a couple years ago. And then you had Randy Orton put the Fiend, well, he caught fire with his jacket, and then the Fiend's like, oh, and then Randy Orton RKO's him in the ring. Then after that, they do a bit more brawling, and then the Fiend basically tries to light Randy Orton on fire, and then he moves out of the way, and then Randy Orton basically just, I think, RKO's him again, and then puts him on fire. Yes, the Fiend was on fire. Yeah. So I remember like this tweet from yesterday when RVD was like, "Oh, USA should go edgy," and like it's like, "God damn it, we're going edgy. We're gonna burn a man alive."